Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Power Rankings. It's me, your Commissioner Nick, and I'm a little down after my loss this week, but it's okay. We got time to rebound before the playoffs start. We've got this week and next week, just two more games left, one more episode of the rankings after this one. I know everyone's sad to hear about that, but on the bright side, the holiday season is approaching, and there are sales everywhere. And speaking of sales, it'll be interesting to see which team makes some moves before the trade deadline in just 1 week. It should be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. With that being said, let's get right into those rankings. We've got a great show. We've got some great matchups this week. Harambe's Corner is back, so should be a good one. It's the Ocho. Let's go. Number 12, Beans Pride Parade. Beans is in the basement as nothing stinks more than Beans right now. He just lost his 4th straight game, only scored 70 points, and can see you next year as McCaffrey and Cook both got injured. Might as well start the fire sale. This team is going nowhere this year. Number 11, King of the Hill V2. Luke's team climbs out of the basement despite eating another loss on the season. Josh Allen and company had an okay week, but Fat Randy Bullock doinked 2 off the post to score negative 1.5 points. Here's another team that can start up the fire sale. Number 10, Team Never Lucky. The reigning, defending, undisputed, 2-time back-to-back champion of bad company, Dan, lost again this week, and it's time to finally put this team to bed. Miles Blanders, mediocre season continued, and verbal meme, Austin Hooper, but instead of the 2 O's, there's zeros, because he put up a goose egg on Sunday night. The Dan Ban is officially off the road to the playoffs. Number 9, I don't even care anymore. Brad's team defeated Beans this week, but didn't get the help he needed to keep his playoff dreams alive. Not that it matters, but Dak Prescott rebounded nicely, scoring 28 points to lead the way. With playoffs out of reach, this GM should be actively looking for picks. Number 8, Quantum Cheeseburger. Jerry's team picked up a huge win in the upset of the week, defeating Lance and earning his career best 6th win of the season. It was a bad day for the Cowboys defense, but Jalen Waddle picked up the slack, scoring nearly 30 points. It's a bad company miracle to still have Jerry in the hunt at this point in the season. He's got Ryan and Dan to close out the year, so that's guaranteed 1 win because he faces Dan. And if he beats Ryan this week, let me tell you folks, Quantum Cheeseburger might not be done. Number 7, The Process. Ryan's team lost a heartbreaker on Sunday night as Mark Andrews came up just short of defeating Brophy. Scordero Patterson and Debo Manuel each had big games, but it all goes for nothing. The Process put up the 2nd most points in the league this week, but unfortunately played the one team to score more than them. If the season ended today, Ryan would actually be out of the playoffs. He's got Jerry and Lance to close out the year, who actually have a combined record of 13-11, so it's not going to be easy the rest of the way. And speaking of Lance, number 6, maybe this year, Lance's team lost again this week in embarrassing fashion as Jerry beat him by 45 points. Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions, but what can you expect from a running back? That's now back-to-back losses without scoring 90 points as a team. On the bright side, Lance will face Luke and Ryan, which is the 2nd easiest schedule to close out the season, so it's still looking good to make the playoffs. Number 5, Poppy's Prized Possession. Brophy's team won a thriller on Sunday night, putting up the most points in the league and defeating Ryan in a crucial game for playoff implications. Joe Sir Mixon a lot likes big games and he cannot lie, reaching the end zone twice for a total of 32 points. Poppy has now gone back-to-back weeks, putting up the most points in the league and is heating up just in time for the playoffs. Brophy also has the easiest schedule the last 2 weeks, taking on Dan and Beans, who are both just 4-8. Number 4, Borat High Five. Hunter defeated Dan this week in a big game. Justin Herbert throw 2 touchdowns, Dan's QB must throw 2 touchdowns. T.D. Higgins scores a touchdown, Dan's wide receiver must get a touchdown. George Kittle gets 1 catch, Dan cannot afford. Great success. On top of that, Borat could be adding another RB1 with Alexander Madison replacing the injured Dalvin Cook. Number 3, When Legends Rise. Frank's team picked up another win, finally in convincing fashion, defeating King of the Hill V2. Aaron Rodgers proved again that he doesn't need practice, scoring 29 points. Frank also likes his running backs like he likes his barbecue, with a lot of Leonard, Set It, and Fournette It, scoring 4 touchdowns. Only concern with this team right now is Swift's injury, and hopefully he can return swiftly. See what I did there? Number 2, absolutely that guy, pal. My team suffered a setback at the hands of Harambe and falls one spot in the rankings. Pat, can you take me, Fryer? Muth did all he could do to start a rally, but it was too late as Jalen already hurt our team enough. Chris Godwin also found himself in the doghouse early after a fumble in the first quarter. No need to panic yet. It's better to have this loss now than in the playoffs. And number 1, mid-season Harambe, Oliver's team, returns to the top of the rankings after defeating my team in the game of the week. Carson Wentz led the way with 24 points and showed Patrick Mahomes who the real QB1 is on this team. He's now 8-4 on the year, and he's all but guaranteed his 8th straight trip to the playoffs. He's got Brad and Borat coming up on the schedule as he tries to lock down the top seed. And speaking of seeding, let's take a look at our playoff picture. As I said before, Oliver is now in the 1 seed. I fell to the 2 seed. Lance, who was in the 1 seed just a few weeks ago, has dropped all the way to the 5 seed. He'd be taking on Brophy in the first round. And Borat's, I'm sorry, I couldn't figure out the word there. He slides into the 6th spot, and he would face When Legends Rise in the first round. As you can see in the hunt, Brad's team has been taken out. He is no longer mathematically able to get in. We've got the Process and Quantum Cheeseburger just behind at 6-6. And let's take a look at our Week 13 predictions. Team Neverlucky versus Poppy's Prize Possession. I'm going to take Brophy to win this one. Beans Pride Parade, taking on Borat High Five. Borat High Five. Maybe this year versus King of the Hill V2. I'm going to take Lance. I'm going to say, I said last week he was going to bounce back. This week he will bounce back. I'm going to say Jonathan Taylor has 2 touchdowns. Lance, you got this. Don't worry. And in the next matchup, I don't even care anymore. Taking on mid-season Harambe, I'm going to take Oliver's team because Brad doesn't care anymore at this point. And this is a big game here. When Legends Rise taking on Absolutely That Guy Pal. Both teams 8-4. I'm going to take When Legends Rise here. I won the first matchup earlier in the year. I think Frank takes this one, and we split the series 1-1. And in the game of the week, we've got the Process taking on Quantum Cheeseburger. Jerry's fifth primetime game of the year. That's the most in the league. He's 1-3 on the year in primetime games. He's also 0-5 head-to-head against Ryan. He's also starting a kicker with the nickname Mason Crossbar. So I don't like his chances in this one. Ryan's never lost to Jerry. He's got great utility players. Cordero Patterson and Deebo Samuel. They're both great running backs and wide receivers. Yet, they're just... The utility amongst those two is impeccable, and that's why they're going to win this one. Durability is a little bit of an issue, but I think Ryan can hold on to win this one. And now let's get back to Harambe's corner after a 1-week hiatus. Take it away, Oliver.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Week 13 installment of Harambe's Corner. I am mid-season Harambe General Manager Oliver. Let's get right into it. I was away last week. Harambe's Corner was on the bye. Just need a little bit of a break, a little too much on the schedule, but I'm happy to be back in action. So let's get right into the corner. Playoff picture finally started to take shape. Harambe, Absolutely That Guy Pal, and When Legends Rise all sit at the top of the standings at 8-4. And then we have Brophy and Lance sitting at 7-5. Then we got a little congestion in the middle. We got Borat, Brian, and Jerry all at 500, 6-6. Something interesting though that I saw, Borat has an 89% playoff chance still, and Jerry has a 7% playoff chance. That's a difference of 82%, and they have the same exact record. So I'm excited to see how that's going to play out. It's going to be very interesting to follow. And then we got Brad, Beans, Dan, and Luke in the basement. They have all been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Tough day at the office for Beans. Last week lost McCaffrey and Cook, although that won't be an issue anymore. We do have some good matchups this week with very big playoff implications. We've got Ryan versus Jerry. They're both 6-6. They're going to be duking it out for one of the last playoff spots. And Nick and Frank, they're both 8-4. So someone is going to be taking their 5th loss of the season, and someone is going to be just elevating themselves higher in the standings, trying to lock down one of those top 2 seeds for the first round bye. That is all I have for those games. In other news, the trade deadline is looming. I believe it is next Wednesday, December 8th at 12 p.m. noon. I want to see lots of activity. I want to see lots of picks being traded. I want people to mess up the future of their team. But yeah, I just want everybody to have fun, and trades are fun, so we should do them. But that is all that I have. So I will see you guys next week, and thank you for watching.
And that wraps up another episode of the Power Rankings. Thanks again, everyone, for watching, and thanks to the loyal subscribers out there. You know who you are. Thanks for watching every week. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.